Konnichiwa, mina, this is T-Secure, and you're watching PokeCast. Today I thought I'd have a little fun and do a tutorial on WoW. Now, as you read from the title, it's going to be an auction house tutorial. As we can see right here, I am in Undercity, and let's go ahead and talk about, the best way how to make money on using the auction house in the game. Now, of course, there is a ton of very great add-ons like Auctionator that I use, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to talk about the basics. The basics of it is, if you don't have add-ons, what's the best way to help make money? Okay, now this is at least easy. A few things I'm just going to point out, and that's basically how this is going to go. And so the first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be auction house noobs. This goes out to all of you people out there who think, oh, okay, I have light leather. Even though it's selling for 2 gold, 50 silver, I don't want this, don't want to take the time, so 50 copper. For all of you out there who are like this, remember, there is ways how you can make money off of it quickly and not ruin the auction house. Find that person who is an auctionator and basically COD it to that person. They'll buy it from you and make more money than you'll ever make because you ruin the auction house. Next biggest thing I'm going to be talking about is quantities and stacks. This is something that is very helpful and will always help you guys make a lot of money. First thing to always do is, as you can see, I have all these in 20 stacks. This is very important because that's the base unit that you only want to sell things in is 20 stacks. The next thing is you want to do profession stacks. These are when you go into the guides or the actual professions and see how much it takes to make a lot of them. And if a majority of them makes take 5 or 8 or whatever to make, then you want to make tons of stacks of those particular items, because when that person goes into the auction house looking for only 8 light leather, then he'll look for someone that actually has them in for 8 light leather, especially if that turns out to be the one item he needs to level up his profession. This is one of the key ways to help make money faster. And above all, do not put them single stacks. That does not help unless it is certain things like gems. Other than that, don't do that because that really doesn't work. The next best thing I'm going to talk about is pricing and undercutting. With those, it's basically, for all of us who played back in Burning Crusades and Vanilla, there was something that was very noticeable. There was a base price that nobody would actually go under. So like with light leather, I have it in for 2 gold and 50 silver. With that, really, if this was on my first server during BC times, the base price would be probably a lot more, like 5 gold, because that's when it was still important to get that. What would happen would be nobody would go under that price. People would go above it, because after all the base price ones were gone, only left was going to be the expensive ones. Now, that is something that, unfortunately, the whole server has to work together to get back in. If you guys can do it, trust me, money will start being made easily. Next thing is, like I said, will be undercutting. A lot of people will do like 10% or 15%. Don't do that. It really ruins the sales, because if you're the 10th person after 10, everybody's doing 10%. Well, you're going to get 1/100th of what it was. So the best thing to do is do it by copper, or just don't do it at all. I honestly have turned it off because I've noticed that if I make it the same price as the lowest one in there, I tend to sell mine and the other person sells his without us both losing money. So that's why I can say to help out with that. Do not undercut drastically. And then finally, server. Depending on what server you're on is depending on how much things go for. I'm on a server where farmers are basically me and about 10 other people. Trust me. This example is wool cloth. 200 gold a stack. I have actually sold some of these because they're too lazy to go do it themselves. If you're on a good server, you will get good money for everything, so you gotta remember to also, if you know that there's people like that in your server, do it. So those are the major things to always remember when you're doing the auction house. How much it's turned in for, how much it's being sold for, things like that will really help you out. Now, just in case you're wondering, no, this is not a tutorial on how to make gold. This is just a tutorial on how to use the auction house. One more thing that is helpful, only go for 24 or 48. You know, do a 12 if it's something extremely rare like armor, but for most of the time, 48 is a good one to do, just because if you have a base price, and then you have a longer time to keep it in there, and you keep your bags clear. So, hope this has helped out a little, and if this does pretty good, I will also then do a tutorial on armor and transmogging. That way I can help you guys know how to, at least sell them appropriately. So this has been T-Sakura, showing you on how to use the auction house for the base of everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is T-Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.
Spin a strike, you miss the ring. Cheap shot, backstab, slice and dice, ambush.